You submitted the proposal for that RFP you're dying to land. You felt great about it, and then nothing. Ghosted. You didn't get the job, you didn't get feedback. If you know you nailed the big picture stuff, then the miss was in the details. What's up, everybody? My name is Aaron. I'm the Vice President of Operations for a live events company in New York City that was recently named one of Inc. magazine's best places to work. I've spent the last 2 decades of my career working with technical and creative teams to build better processes and workflows, and today we're talking about the hidden things in your proposals that are killing your chances of landing the job. Okay, I've been on both sides of this table, so I can tell you what you might be missing. First things first. The proposal is not a pitch. It's the first deliverable you're handing to this client, and they're already evaluating both the work and the potential of the relationship. Most often, when we don't get a gig, we don't really get feedback as to why. It's just the one-line email, the form letter, we've decided to go in a different direction. So we have to first develop awareness of the pitfalls and then develop systems around preventing them. Think about what you're actually asking your client to do here. You're asking them to hand you their entire budget, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, maybe more, based on this one document. More than that, though, you're asking them to hand you their professional reputation. If this project or event or campaign doesn't go well, it's not just your problem. It could mean their jobs. So if you want them to take the leap of faith based on this one document, you have to earn the right to their trust. And if there's a typo in the executive summary, or if you're just using an old logo you found online, you've already lost. There are essentially 2 kinds of errors here: execution errors and strategic errors. Execution errors are issues with moving too fast. These are things like typos and grammar issues and inconsistencies in the usage of punctuation or capitalization or fonts. Strategic errors are issues with the thinking around the approach to a proposal, misunderstanding the messaging the brand is trying to convey, or using scope language that's not in the RFP, or designing for the wrong audience. Execution errors say we are careless. Strategic errors, worse, say we weren't listening. When I'm reviewing proposals and quotes from vendors for our events, the first thing I look for isn't the big picture stuff or the bottom line, it's the fine details. Did they quote the right number of whatever pieces of gear we asked for? Is the labor allocation and the in and out times right? Did they spell our company's name right? You'd be shocked at how often these things come in wrong, and they are all trust killers. Especially when the numbers between vendors are close, building the trust early and nailing these details is what makes the decision for me. Now, importantly, this is not about the quality of the work. You could be the best company in contention by a mile, but the client doesn't know that yet. They only know what's on the pages you send them. So what's the system that gets around all this? First, assign someone on the team to digest the RFP or brief you're responding to and develop a checklist. You can templatize this, so it's something you can use over and over again. First, brand colors, brand fonts, addresses and dates, scope, deliverables. Then you can add on the unique individual pieces for this one in particular. This is a step that a lot of people will just do informally. They tell everyone to go out and read the document and come back and make sure that they understand it all. But the problem here is that if it's everyone's responsibility, then it's no one's responsibility. Second, schedule alignment meetings. Start with a kickoff to review what everyone read in the brief, shake out anywhere there were different interpretations, write those questions down and send them to the client to clarify. Then review the checklist. Make sure everyone agrees that this covers everything. Then, meet a few times along the way to the submission date to make sure everyone is staying aligned as things evolve. These are your opportunities to catch and fix the strategic errors. Third, the fresh eyes rule. When you think the deck is done, it goes back to the person who developed the checklist. They should not have been working in the deck at this point. This should be the first time they're seeing it and reading it. If you've been working in this for days or weeks, you can't see it anymore. The fresh eyes can check it for all the details, all the potential execution errors that might have been missed. Lastly, the delivery. The reality is these days most proposals are going to be sent digitally. Now, this won't work for every client, but try to avoid compressing your decks down to the point they can be sent by email. You introduce aliasing and blurring and other artifacts in the deck. Instead, try to send a box link or Dropbox or Google Drive link. But here's the pro tip. Send a link to a folder and not the file itself. This way, if somebody catches something small last minute, you can swap out the file within that folder and not have to send out an embarrassing follow-up email with a new link. Look, clients aren't sitting here with a red pen looking to call you out on all your mistakes. They're pattern matching. Every small thing that's off with the document is asking them a question. What else did they miss? What else will they miss? Your job is to make sure those questions never come up. So what can you do right now, today? You can start your checklist template. Open a Google Doc and write down the 10 things that must be true about every proposal that goes out with your name on it. You'll catch more mistakes before they go out, you'll signal more trust and competency to your clients, and I guarantee you will win more. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your time. If this helped you out at all, please like and subscribe. It genuinely helps more people in our industry find this content. Then leave a comment below. Tell me what your team is doing to increase your win rate. Let's keep the conversation going, and I'll see you on the next one.